Kia ora tātou. My name's Gwenda, and I'm a member of the Scholarships Advisor team here at the University of Waikato. So it's a pleasure to talk to you today about scholarship opportunities. And as you'll see from the first slide, we're talking about funding opportunities from day one. And I'm thinking day one to day 1001. So for all of the time that you're at the University of Waikato. So I've got sitting next to me the lovely Garth, and he's going to talk to you later about his area of expertise. But I'm glad that Garth is here because it's not just the Scholarships Advisor team on campus that will help you out with scholarships. It's actually the people who will help you get good grades, make the most of your time at the University of Waikato. And Garth's one of those guys. So I'll tell you more about those helper teams a little later. So where do you find out about scholarships at Waikato? Well, on the university landing page, you can see there's a Find Scholarship button. So we're pretty high profile being on the landing page, and that's because you need the money. Let's see what happens if you click on that button. It takes you to our Scholarships Finder, and it's where you can search and filter all of the scholarships that the University of Waikato is offering. And that's a great sort of way of trimming down a list of scholarship opportunities for yourself, tailoring it to your own needs. But if you're looking at this on your own mobile phone, the layout might be a little different. But if you are looking on your mobile phone, just click on in this section view and you'll see all the buttons I'm about to talk about. So in the Scholarships Finder, we're obviously our scholarships, but across to the left of the screen as I'm looking at it, I've got a stack of buttons. Let's go first to the scholarship FAQs, frequently asked questions. Those are just some of them. We keep changing them depending on the season, scholarship season. But there you can effectively answer 9 out of 10 of your questions yourself. So that's a great place to always go. And then let's go down a couple of steps, or 3 steps, and get to browsing for scholarships, the application process. So that's a really good place to just get those steps and say, okay, how do I actually start my application for a scholarship? And these are the university's own scholarships. It's brilliant, whether you're going for a school leaver scholarship or a higher level scholarship. Please look at this advice. It's save you lots of time. And another button, and it's my favorite button, onto the left of the screen is the scholarships update, because it's like reading our minds. If you're looking there, you know everything that we know every month about all of the scholarships that the university is offering and all of the externally funded scholarships that are out there. And that's why I, in my old-fashioned way, say, but wait, there's more. Because Scholarships Finder, it's our scholarships. Scholarships Update, it's everything that we know about. And so some people say, is it worth applying for scholarships? And I say, win or lose, you'll be developing some great skills. And we've heard that from our scholarship applicants from years gone by, how useful it's been. But every scholarship's opportunity is worth looking at. And we advertising scholarships in our update that are worth between $400 and $400,000. But let's look at an example. Here's one. Okay, I've pitched it in the middle. It's worth US $40,000. Just shows you the layout of what we put in the scholarships update, the name of the scholarship, closing date, the levels of study it's aimed at, and a brief little explanation so that you can say, that doesn't suit me today, but I'm going to remember that for 3 years' time. And then just click on through the whole update and you'll be learning about hundreds, thousands of scholarship opportunities as the years go by. This is where your helping team comes in again. There are people like Garth, there are other people on campus, and they are brilliant. The Teaching and Learning Centre team, the Career Development team, they can really help you get good grades and put together a good scholarship application. So use them, please. But with scholarships, really the sky is the limit. You can get scholarships all the way through your journey You won't win every one that you apply for, but we say, please apply for everything you're eligible for. And if you've looked at our frequently asked questions, and if you've looked at all the advice on our website and you still have questions, please email us. There's the address, scholarships@waikato.ac.nz. Happy hunting. I'll hand over now to Garth.
Just wait for my slides to get up there. Okay, so I'm Garth, and I'm a librarian. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the library. If I do speak too fast, or if you have questions during this, feel free to ask them in the chat. Right, so the university has 3 libraries across the 2 campuses. The first one is the Central Library in the Hamilton campus, and that's located in the Student Center, or the M block. And that's where we'll store most of our physical resources, our books, our DVDs, our CDs, and our print journals. There's also plenty of study space inside the building itself, and lots of computers which can be accessed 24/7. So do stop by if you're on campus and need somewhere to go study. The second library on campus, on the main campus, is the Teaching Resources Library, and that's located in the teaching block in the TL building for Teaching Library. And you can find that on the 3rd floor of the TL block. If it's a little bit of a maze, so if you can't find your way around there, do ask someone, knock on a door, ask a staff member, and they can all direct you there. The Teaching Resource Library contains a lot of things for trainee teachers to be used in schools, and the stuff there can be borrowed by any student. So we've got lots of picture books, and if you want to borrow some of those, maybe read them to your child, you're absolutely welcome to. The third library would be the library in Tauranga. It's a smaller library. We've got a small collection of books there. It can be found in the 24-hour computer lab on the 1st floor. If you want a book that's not available in the Tauranga library, you can request it from the main library at the Central Library, and it will be brought over for you. That usually takes 2 or 3 days. So book ahead of time. Right. So there's plenty that the library can do for you. We offer services like referencing help, which you'll need in all your assignments at university. We also offer help with searching for information, usually academic texts. And these are skills that, as was mentioned, you will be using during your scholarship applications. What the library does is help you get these things right so that your marks can be better. And it will also help you after university and through and during and after. Okay. We offer a lot of help online, which is the big thing, especially this year. So we've got our chat with the librarian, which you can use from anywhere, although our library chat does have set hours, which is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. New Zealand time. After that, we do have a chat bot that can help you get certain places, but it won't be able to help you reference unless it's sending you to the guides page. We also offer a bunch of workshops which cover referencing, finding information, and generally using the library better. These are online, pre-recorded, or live, and we also offer them on campus, both in Tauranga and in Hamilton. Cool. We've also got a consultation process, so you can ask for some time, some one-on-one time with the librarian. If you miss the workshops or you need help finding something for an assignment, we can set that up for you. So on our website, there is a link to our workshops and how to book a consultation with the librarian. We've also got video guides, which is different from our workshops. They're broken down into smaller sections that cover various topics. And we've got the virtual reference desk, which is part of Moodle. So in your Moodle papers at the top there's a library section. You click on that and go to our virtual reference desk. That has video guides, links to our video guides, but most importantly, it's got lots and lots of referencing help for APA. Okay, so those were the services. The resources that the library has comes directly from your fees for university. The university gives the library a lot of money, which it gets from you. And with that money, we buy access to a lot of databases, very expensive databases. During your studies, as you're looking for information, you'll sometimes be asked to pay for access. And at the library, we say, no, don't pay, never pay for information. Come and see us, and we'll get you that information for free if we already don't have it. So we've got ebooks, e-journals, everything you need. That's really only a pun that works in print. But we've got access to a whole lot of online information that you can get, as well as the physical resources in the main library. Our library search does allow us to search through every single one of the databases we have access to, except for 2% of them, which we provide access to rather than directly searching them, because they're updated too often for us to catalog them into the library search. Our databases are from all around the world, and they include sources that are in other languages, such as Mandarin or Afrikaans even. So we've got them in various languages. So if you do need them in different things, if we can't find it, unfortunately, it probably doesn't exist. So just come and ask us if you do need some specialized information. Our subject portals are a very important part of finding your way in your first year in particular. They allow us to, for example, with accounting, they allow us to get a curated set of resources. So the librarians have gone through and picked databases that are most related to accounting, and dictionaries that will help you with definitions in accounting, encyclopedias and journals that are important to accounting. They've also got various guides that help through that whole process there. So pay attention to the subject portals for your subject, and they will help you a lot. Some of the other resources we have are for referencing examples. So we've got examples on how to reference a chapter in an edited book, or an online journal versus a print journal. There's plenty of resources and examples that we have for referencing. We've also got the reading lists that are part of the library, but they're created by your lecturers, and they'll have in them print books that we scan and make available to you as digital copies. So if you can't get into the library physically, your lecturers set up a system where we scan the books and make them available electronically. If you are a distance student and you need access to a chapter in a book that isn't electronic yet, you can make a request for us, make a request at the library, and we'll see what we can do. Usually the answer is yes, but there's a whole lot of copyright stuff that comes into it. But we'll let you know whether we can or can't do it if you just ask us. Okay, so the next bit I think is pretty much these are the ways to contact us. Our library website has our phone number, our email address, and our chat with the librarian. We're also on social media. We've got a YouTube account where we'll keep most of our stuff. But if you need a video and you're not able to access YouTube, you can ask us, and we do have other places where we store those videos. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. I think that's it for us. I see that there are some questions. Okay, so you can find out where to go to the APA session by going to our website and clicking on book a tutorial, and that'll list where all our tutorials are, when the next tutorial will be. I don't believe that there is one this week, but there will be some next week. And you can look on our pre-recorded videos to get some of those session times and a pre-recorded video of a APA workshop. So access to the online resources can be found through the library's website. You won't have to log in for many of them, but to get access to an ebook that's kept in a database, the database requires you to be signed in at the university library so that it knows that you have paid access. So when you do a search, a yellow bar will come up above the screen there and say sign in, and you sign in using your university credentials, so your university login and password, and that'll give you access. And there is a limit to how many students can access the databases and ebooks, but that depends on the database and the ebook in question. Some ebooks we have unlimited access, so all of the students can get access to it at the same time. Others, we have access for 3 students or 1 student or 10 students at a time. But once a student closes the link, it will be available for the next student. So just keep checking back if you don't have access, or come and ask us. The library doesn't offer services to help with writing essays, but student learning does. And if you need help with that, you can come and ask us in the chat, and we can show you where the links are and provide you access there. The same is true if you have any questions about scholarships, then you can come and ask us and we'll direct you to the scholarships office and they'll take you from there. Ebooks are generally for 2 weeks issue and they return automatically, so you don't need to worry too much about that. You can renew them as well. That should be in your My Account settings. I have a scholarship question for you.
Yes, well, I'll pick up on that one about help with essays as well, Garth. If you, as well as using the teaching and learning team who have really helped with essays and so forth, there's the career development team on campus, and people can go with, they have to fill out a template, say maybe a personal statement template for a scholarship application. They can actually go to the career development team with it and say, have you got a critique, have you got any pointers? Same with their CV, take it there. So you've got one CV that looks like you're applying to for a part-time job at Subway, and they'll help you create another CV that's your scholarship application CV. So really helpful. Now, so planning ahead for scholarship. Somebody asks about planning ahead for a second year scholarship. That's a brilliant idea. I'd be planning for next year and the year after and so forth. So can you come to us for insight? You might remember that one I flicked up on the screen there before. It said that $40,000 one said, talk to us before applying. So there are some scholarships, just a small number of them, where we're saying, please do come and talk to us before you apply for the scholarship. And it's for good reasons. We'll really make it much easier for you, those big prestigious external scholarships. Generally, you can email us scholarships@waikato.ac.nz anytime with a scholarship query. And again, it might be that we say, yes, that's a perfect thing for you to take to the career development team to get them to help you with that document. But yeah, do contact us via our generic email, please.
There's another one for you up there, which is, can you elaborate on the eligibility to apply for any scholarship? Do you have to be a top-marked student?
There was a wonderful scholarship that the funder called the Scholarship for People Who Can't Win Scholarships. And they would not look at an A+ student or an A student or whatever. In each scholarship has a set of regulations. You'll find them on the website, our website, or on the funder's website. And in those regulations, we talk about eligibility. There'll be a section on that, and there'll be a section on, what the panel is looking for, what the funder is looking for, and that's tremendously helpful in you just tailoring your application to make sure you're answering the questions that they want to be answered. So some of them, yes, they are looking for brainiacs, and some of them they're looking for real people too.
I'm just going to comment to our question answers in chat there that You're sending the message just to us. So the question was asked, is there free Wi-Fi in the library? The answer is yes, there's free Wi-Fi in the library to students and staff in all the libraries, and most of campus has Wi-Fi access as well. Okay, yes, the library is open this week. Open times are listed on the website. They're not full open times yet. They're from 8:30 to 5 at the moment, and on Saturdays, but not on Sundays. Actually, not Saturdays yet. Just the 24-hour computer labs are open on the weekend. You can renew an ebook just as the same amount of times as a print book, which is you can renew it twice, so you can keep it out for 3 times the period, the first period, and then renew it again.
I've got a query that's come up. Are there any scholarships for Master International students? And on our FAQs, our frequently asked questions page, they've got one you might find helpful, which is, I'm an international student, how do I apply for scholarships? Also, on a scholarships finder, you can filter for scholarships for international students. I think you'll find that helpful. And I can't just say yes or no, because you'll find that there might be one scholarship that's for an international student doing their master's and they have already studied at a New Zealand university for 1 year, for instance. And another one, the rules, regulations might say, no, not for you, or yes, you can apply. So lots of variations in all of the different kinds of scholarships that are out there. But check out those regulations, check out our frequently asked questions. I think you'll find them really helpful. And if you've still got questions, please email scholarships@waikato.ac.nz.
Okay, I think that's all our questions.
It's been really good talking to these students, even if we can't see you folks. We're looking forward to meeting you in due course.
And if we haven't answered any questions and you do have more questions, email or chat with the librarian. Thank you.